If your first instinct is to say yes to every request, you're not being nice. You're abandoning yourself. In this video, we Lions learn how to set healthy boundaries and say no politely without feeling guilty or starting a fight. How many of us have been there? Someone asks for our help and our immediate response is yes, even though we don't really want to or have the time to do it. We end up resenting the person who asked, and worse, we feel angry at ourselves for not being able to stand up for ourselves. It feels good to be in demand, but when you say yes too often, you teach others that you will always be available and that they can always count on you to drop everything else you're redoing to accommodate their needs. This leaves you feeling taken advantage of and resentful. Setting healthy boundaries is an important part of maintaining healthy relationships and taking care of ourselves. But if you're used to saying yes all the time, it can be hard to know where to start. Saying no to others can feel uncomfortable and even impolite. Many of us were raised to be people pleasers, and as a result, we may feel guilty or anxious when we turn down someone's request. We worry about what others will think of us or how they might react if we say no. And that's understandable. We don't want to hurt anyone's feelings or be seen as selfish. But by avoiding the important conversation of learning how to set boundaries with others, we end up hurting ourselves. You are not obligated to explain yourself or make excuses when you turn someone down. A simple "I'm sorry, I can't" is enough. When we get good at setting boundaries, it becomes easier to manage our time and energy levels. It also helps us to avoid burnout and maintain our mental health. So let's look at some tips to help you get started. Number 1, recognize the signs. Before you can set healthy boundaries, you need to recognize that you're in a situation where they don't exist. Some telltale signs that you are not setting healthy boundaries include feeling anxious or resentful when someone asks for something of you. Physical symptoms like headaches or stomach aches. A constant feeling of being overwhelmed or a loss of identity in your relationships. Number 2, start small. If you're not used to setting boundaries, start small. Say no to small requests and work your way up from there. For example, if a coworker asks you to cover their shift, say no. If a friend asks you to run a quick errand for them, say no. As you become more comfortable saying no, you can start setting boundaries around bigger requests. Number 3, be assertive. When setting boundaries, it's important to be assertive. This means standing up for yourself and communicating your needs and wants clearly and respectfully. Assertiveness is not the same as aggression. It's not about being pushy or demanding. It's about finding a balance between standing up for yourself and respecting the needs of others. One way to practice assertiveness is to use the I statement, which allows you to express your feelings and needs without blaming or criticizing others. For example, instead of saying "you never ask me what I want," try saying "I feel unimportant when my needs are not considered." Number 4, don't make excuses. When you say no, don't make excuses. It's not necessary and it can often lead to arguments. Just say no and move on. If someone asks why, you can say, "I'm sorry, but I can't explain." Number 5, don't feel guilty. It's okay to say no without feeling guilty. You're not being selfish or unkind. You're taking care of yourself, and that's important. Guilt is a common emotion when we turn someone down, especially if we've been conditioned to be people pleasers. But it's important to remember that it's okay to prioritize our own needs and wants. We can't take care of others if we don't take care of ourselves first. Number 6, don't start an argument. When setting boundaries, it's important not to start an argument. This can be difficult, especially if you're used to arguing with the people you're setting boundaries with. But it's important to stay calm and polite. If someone gets angry when you say no, let them cool off before talking to them about it. Saying no is an important skill that we all need to learn. It's not easy, but with practice, it can become second nature. By following these tips, you can start setting healthy boundaries and taking care of yourself without feeling guilty or starting a fight. Remember, you are not obligated to explain yourself or make excuses when you turn someone down. A simple "I'm sorry, I can't" is enough.